Hi, my name is John Cheek. I'm a member of the Presbyterian Disaster Assistance National Response Team, and it is a pleasure to be with you, and it's an honor to contribute to the training in honor of Don Hampton, who was a wonderful disaster responder and an even better friend. We're created to be in community. We as humans are created for community. Anything that restricts our access to community, whether it's for the short term or a longer term, can take a toll on our sense of well-being, our sense of self. And when we're in a time of recovery from a disaster, there are some steps that we can take that will be beneficial to our emotional state. COVID has placed some severe restrictions on our ability to carry out these steps. It's important for us to do the things that keep us healthy in order for us to be able to help others. We often talk about the instructions from the flight attendants who tell us to make sure our own oxygen mask is in place before we try to help anybody else. The same principle applies to the work that you and I do. It's important for us to take care of ourselves in order to be able to take care of other people. I'm encouraging you to be intentional in taking steps to establish and to maintain community as we come out of what we hope is the worst of the COVID epidemic. One of the important steps you can take is to reach out to those people who are life-giving to you through telephone calls or Zoom or other virtual media or by visits. Please make time to get together with the people who encourage you, the people who get you, the people who are healthy for you. Now, many of us have hunkered down and gutted our way through the last year or so. This hunkered down state can linger on well beyond the time that it's helpful. So I'm encouraging you to be as intentional about restoring and maintaining community as you are about the other aspects of the work that you do. Until I retired a couple of weeks ago, I lived by my calendar. And if that's the way you function, then reserve a spot in your calendar to call a friend. Schedule it once a day, schedule it twice a week, or whatever works for you. But the point is to schedule it and to be faithful to that just as you are to the other commitments that you make. I want to talk to you about a particular kind of community, and that is establishing one or more intentional listening partners. An intentional listening partner is someone who commits to a particular kind of listening relationship. This needs to be someone who can listen without either judging or fixing. It needs to be someone whose commitment to confidentiality can be trusted. And it needs to be someone who cares enough about you to tell you the truth. I encourage you to make a kind of contract with your intentional listening partner or partners, because you may have more than one. This contract that you make includes the provision that once this relationship is established, you can call and ask for a conversation, and within a few days at most, they will be ready to receive your call. You should be able to articulate to your intentional listening partner whether in this particular conversation you want them just to listen to you or to listen and then offer advice. Both of these can be helpful, but we don't always want one or the other. You get to set the parameters for each conversation, and this idea is front-loaded into your agreement with your intentional listening partner. Now, my recommendation is that this intentional listening partner is not your spouse or your partner. My own experience is that being married is difficult enough without adding this dynamic to it. My wife and I have been married for 35 years, and we can discuss anything except for the doctrine of predestination. But I also have two intentional listening partners. This has to be your choice, but I think most of us who have intentional listening partners agree with this idea. Friends, I wish you all the best in your work. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today. It's a pleasure to be with you. Bye now.